Over 637,000 people have been directly impacted by the ravaging effect of the devastating floods in the East African region, as Kenya records flood death toll hits 228. As I mentioned earlier there, according to the United Nations Information Service in Nairobi, Kenya, hundreds of thousands more are at risk of being thrust into poverty should the current disaster fail to be mitigated.
Journalists from over 30 countries have converged in Nairobi for a two-day inaugural Africa Union of Broadcasting Media Summit on climate change under the theme Disaster Risk Reduction and Effective Early Warning Systems. The summit comes at a time when the country has had to contend with the worst flooding experienced in years. And with more rains expected in the coming days in the country, the United Nations Information Service in Nairobi says over 600,000 people in Africa are at a dire risk of climate change-related disasters.
Disasters fueled by multiple factors can severely undermine development efforts. If we continue along the current trajectory, an estimated 100 million people could be thrust into poverty due to the impacts of climate change and disasters, according to the World Bank.
Meanwhile, the media has been challenged to redesign its reporting strategies to effectively participate in disaster risk reduction.
I urge the media to rise to the challenge and serve as a bridge between scientists and the public, providing clear and accurate information to empower individuals and communities to make informed choices.
Delegates at the summit are also calling for the equipping and training of journalists with relevant skills to accurately report on matters climate change.
The tragic impact of the extreme rainfall across East Africa and the resulting floods these past weeks are a stark reminder of the critical importance of this agenda, because ultimately this is about protecting lives and livelihood.
But we should train ourselves so that we can inform our population before the disaster and after the disaster.
The media houses are not resourced sufficiently, whether we are talking about capital resources in terms of the funds they need, the technology they need to go and cover is a problem.
My only issue with media is when these disasters strike, how they need to package information more that guide people.
For Prime Edition, I'm Joseph Wahungu.